Then the next question you may have is, what if I can't find a teacher or a coach? Well, the suggestion in the book is keep these 3 F's in mind. Not the F's you're familiar with. It's feedback, focus, and fix it. Now, one of the things that separates the hobbies and a professional is their focus. A professional is very focused on honing his or her craft and skills. Next comes feedback. A professional will always look for various kinds of feedback on his performance, be it whether he or she has a teacher or a coach or not. And last but not least, of course, when he has all this feedback, he will fix it. And fix it means either he improves on it or he changes its techniques and so on, right? So there's an example in the book about this student in a circus school. He's training to be a ringmaster, and one of his issues is that he has to keep the audience entertained during the time in between the acts, right? And the school does not allow him to test his techniques on the live audience. Therefore, what do you think he did to obtain feedback? He went to the streets of the town. During rush hour, he would approach anyone that he wants to approach and then talk to them. Okay, grab their attention. And whenever he starts to talk to the person, he will start his stopwatch. And at the time where the conversation ends, he will stop his stopwatch. And the time that the stopwatch has clocked equals to his feedback. He will use this to see if his technique is working or not based on the feedback from the stopwatch. So, even in times when we can't find a teacher or a coach to guide us in what we do, we can still use the 3 F's effectively to practice our crafts and skills and improve on them. From my first YouTube video until now, I've made a number of changes to the way I do my presentation and delivery. And this is largely based on my own analysis of the interactions I had, as well as by watching some other YouTube videos out there. And I would actually appreciate if you could leave a comment below to let me know some constructive feedback and see if I can integrate this into my future videos, right? Thank you so much. Now I come to the next part, which I think is most probably on most of our minds. Why do some people put in so much effort into deliberate practice while others don't? Is their willpower higher than others? With regard to this, the author has 2 things to clarify. One is there's little scientific evidence to show that there is a general willpower in all of us. It means that willpower is not a general term. It's like it cannot be applied to all the things in our lives. Like it's very situation specific. Our willpower that is being put into swimming may not be the same as we put into practicing our piano, for instance, right? And second is we are either born with it or without it. If we don't have enough of it, then we don't take up the risk of doing something that requires a lot of willpower. Now, the author finds it more useful to call it our purpose or our motivation in life. When we have a purpose in life, it will make us persist even more in what we believe in. When we quit something that we had initially wanted to do, it is because the reasons to stop has outweighed the reasons for us to continue. So, the author has provided us with some ways to keep that motivation going. One is to make it a habit by setting aside a fixed time to practice with focused intent. Now, keep in mind to keep away all the things that could distract you from your focus, especially your mobile phones. Okay, and then the next one is keep the length of our practice time to about 1 hour each time. Okay, because our brain can focus intensely for that long a period of time, and after that it will decrease, and whatever that you are actually putting in is not getting absorbed a lot more. So take note of this. If you want to do longer hours, yes, after 1 hour take a 5 to 10 minutes break and then go back to practice again. Okay, and third is, as cliche as it might sound, it is our belief that we can do it. Like what Henry Ford has said before, right? A man who thinks he can and a man who thinks he can't are both right. Last but not least, this other one is very powerful in my opinion, is the power of environment, the power of the support and the people in that environment is very, very important and critical. Because people in the same mindset as you will encourage you and support you and also give you challenges in what you want to achieve. I hope this has given you something to work with if you're somehow on a point of quitting whatever that you are doing which you think is of value to you. So coming back to the question of whether there are people who are naturally born with great talents or are gifted, well, scientific evidences show that there are indeed people who are born with higher IQs or blessed with certain attributes or features that may have the advantage initially over others who don't. However, our body and brain's ability to adapt in the face of challenges outweighs any differences that we have in our genetics that may exist. And in the long run, it is those who practice deliberately who excels. After reading this book, the biggest takeaway is our biggest limitation is the one we give ourselves. Now think about this. What if we have the capability and the ability to be the next Picasso, the next Michael Jordan, the next Mozart, but we believe that talent is inborn and we don't have it? Or we believe what others tell us, that you don't have the gift, you don't have this creativity, you don't have this, you don't have that, and we stop to even try before we give up. That is the saddest way to live. And this book has provided us with an insight that the world can be so much more than it is now if we could just tap into our potential. Just imagine, everyone you see on the streets is a superhuman. You know, they are so good in this and so good in that. It is just amazing. And I've heard this before. Life is like an egg. If it's broken by an external force, life ends. If it's broken by an internal force, life begins. So, the internal force is the potential that all of us have. What is it that you would like to do with your internal or potential? Remember, what we do with it is entirely up to us. I hope this book has brought a lot of insights and values to you, and I hope you'll put this to great use in your life. Here, I wish you well, and thank you for watching. See you in the next video. I hope this video has brought value to you. If it did, give me a thumbs up, comment below, or share it with a friend you care about, because you're not just sharing a video, you're sharing content that could make a difference in people's lives. And remember to hit the subscribe button or the notification bell to be notified of my weekly learnings from the books I've read on relationship, business, and personal development. Thank you. Do check out these other books I've reviewed. I hope they'll bring more value to you, inspire you to bring out your best potential. Do hit the subscribe button and be part of a journey to inspire learning. Beyond here, wishing you well and see you in the next video.